Now that I've done a single formula for each of these different columns of last name and first name, class period, and homeroom teacher, I can think about how to drag and drop it down. Again, what I could do is I can go ahead and mouse over the bottom right-hand corner of a cell, and I can drag it. And that will bring me down the information I want. I could also mouse over the little square and double click it, and that'll take care of everyone. All 100 will be done. Now, setting up these formulas is kind of a drag. It certainly is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put in some information just for reference. Remember, last name was column 2. First name was 3. The class period was column 9. And then a homeroom teacher in relation was column 2. What I might want to do is I might want to just simply drag a formula over. And my hope would be then it would just basically get me column 3, and everything will be all nice and neat. When I drag it, though, I want you to notice something that happens. Weird things happen. Okay, so Denise is the student's first name, but now instead of a class period, I got like this weird thing of the last name and first name. So what you're seeing here then is basically this stuff is referential in these formulas. You notice my first formula was measuring everything against columns F through N. But when I dragged it over, it went from G to O and then H to P. So every time a column is being dragged over, it's offsetting the reference point by one column. So what I can do then is I can go ahead and I can put some dollar signs in here. What this is going to do is going to lock these columns in place. So I can drag it one column, I can drag it 100 columns, and we'll always be measuring against columns F through N. So let's try that. I can go ahead and move this over. And things are looking a little bit better, right? Because now I have things that are locked in against column F through N. But now I'm noticing something else that's weird. Well, I wanted to measure everything against B3. But when I drag it over, now it's C3, and then it's D3. So it's not being able to reference things properly. What I can do is put a little dollar sign in front of letter B. Now I'm going to lock everything against that column. So when I drag it over, now I'm getting basically the same answer, which is an improvement because that means the formula copied over properly. What I can do now is using my cheat sheet, I can just change the reference column. In this case, change it from a 2 to a 3, and then from a 2 to a 9. At that point, I could do the autofill, double click. Since the homeroom teacher is the homeroom teacher no matter what, I can just double click this one. So while it took a little bit of time to set up the formula, notice how much time I picked up by dragging it down for 100 students. So just keep that in mind when you look at absolute referencing. That dollar sign will lock in a reference point, and you could actually lock in a column, or you could actually lock in a row if you needed to.